It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.
Hey guys, what is going on? Captain Chase here, and today we are back with another franchise mode. This one is a little bit different though. This is going to be a relocation franchise mode, and I'm going to be moving a team on the Eastern Conference to it's actually a home that they're familiar with, and we'll find out here in just a minute once we get into it, but it is going to be the Carolina Hurricanes, and if anybody knows anything about hockey, you know where the Carolina Hurricanes came from originally. So we're going to get into it here. As we can see, I got morale meetings. GM firing and assistant coach edit lines are off, just like the franchise mode from yesterday. Everything's all set up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And of course, this is the team that came from Hartford. We're going to be moving this team back to Hartford to become the Whalers once again. And I know that all you Hartford Whaler fans out there are going to be happy to see this. Just waiting on this to load up, as it seems to take forever every time. So as soon as this loads up, we're going to go ahead and get right into the relocation stuff. Work on getting the stuff situated so we can get us moved up to Hartford for the 2017-18 season. Of course, we will have to finish out 16-17 in Carolina, but we will be moving. So here we are, ready to go. We're going to jump right over to owner goals and relocation. Not even going to worry about owner goals. We're going to jump right into the relocation. Authorized us to negotiate relocation. So as you see there, the willingness to move is very high. So thankfully we will be able to do this, and Hartford is our destination. You see there, medium-sized market, high interest in our franchise. They're a devoted fan engagement as well. So this is going to be awesome to have this team back in the city. He wants stadium funding portion to be, it's important to him. So we're going to drop that down to 65 only. And we'll bump that up to 7%. We'll leave that at 5. We'll bump this up. It's not letting me. Did it freeze on me? Did it freeze on me? Bump that up to 7. Bump that up to 5. Okay, no, it didn't. I was just making sure that it didn't freeze on me. Bump this up to 6, I guess? Yeah, no, we'll bump that to 7, actually. And we'll have 8% parking revenue sharing. That's what they want. We'll try this first, see what they say. Actually, they only want a 23-year lease. We're going to go ahead and do that. So they're not okay with the percentage of funding, so we'll go to 65, see if that changes it. All right, there we go. Yeah, they're okay with 65. We'll meet them about halfway. And the owner is not thrilled but angry either, so we're going to go ahead and complete the deal. Sometimes you got to barter a little bit with the city to get them going, so again, we are going to have the Hartford Whalers here. And it's going to be great to have that team back in the city it's originally from. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just get this all situated, and when we get back, then we will get into simming or looking over the team for this. All right, here we are, guys. We've got this all situated, and as you can see here, we do have the Hartford Whalers with a new look jersey. As I actually like the look of this jersey, and we're going to play at Mohegan Sun Arena, which is, there's actually an arena in Connecticut called Mohegan Sun Arena, but I don't think it's actually in Hartford. But we're going to have one built in Hartford called Mohegan Sun Arena. So there's that, and we also have the generic logo. We have a couple of different secondary logos that we do use a little bit, as you see there on the jerseys here in just a second. Got our home jerseys there, which like I said, I really like the look of those. We got our away jerseys, which are more like the old school jerseys from the Whalers back before they moved to Carolina. And then we have our alternate, which is kind of similar to the home jersey, but with the black as the primary color of that jersey. So there's that. We also have the arena looking real nice. We're going to take a look quickly at it. Just give ourselves a little preview of it. So we'll go up. I actually do like the look of the arena here. I like the Whalers logos on the corners, as you see there. The logo right there in the middle of right beneath that scoreboard, as well as our scoreboard. I really like the scoreboard here, which I can't really get a good look at. It's the big one here. I'll go to it. Scoreboard. Yeah, it's just this big one that I really like. This one, it's like my favorite scoreboard of all of them. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this, get this all situated, and then we're going to take a look at the team before we get into the first season, the last season in Carolina as the Hurricanes. And yeah, so we've got our relocation set to go. Really looking forward to it. We'll take a look at the owner goals real quick, as I'm already over in this area. Wants us to be within $800K of the player salary budget of $61.487 million. That's $25K we can get for that. They want us to beat the Capitals in our first meeting, and we need to get 15 home wins. I mean, we're a rebuilding team, according to this, so it's going to be interesting for this first couple of seasons. We're in a rough spot here, but we'll take a look at the lines. Regardless, you see there 87 offense, 87 defense, and 85 goaltending. So goaltending is our weak spot on this team. So we're going to take a look at the lines real quick, and anybody who knows the Carolina Hurricanes knows we have Jeff Skinner, Jordan Staal, and Teravainen on the first line. Still developing is that left wing playmaker for us here. We've also got Elias Lindholm, Victor Rask, and Lee Stempniak. So again, another very weak line here. A good second line center in Victor Rask, but Lindholm and Stempniak more like third line or maybe even fourth line players. And then on the third line, we've got Jay McClement, Sebastian Aho, who's again another good sniper that we could have developing here. Joakim Nordstrom, who I've had some success with, but not a lot of success. And then down here we've got Phil DiGiuseppe, another medium top 9. Derek Ryan, who really doesn't need to be on this roster at all. Brian Bickle. Do we have scratch players? Not really. Okay. Let's go to the defense here. Noah Hannafin with Justin Falk. And then we've got Brett Pesce with Jacob Slavin. A couple of high top 6 guys there. A very young team here. As you see there, Noah Hannafin, 19 years old, 83 overall. Falk, 24, looking to be the oldest guy on the top here. Klaus Dahlbeck, 25, low top 6, 79 overall. And Matt Tennyson, also 26, low 7th D, not 79 overall. So not much to be had here in the way of defense. Of course, goaltenders, we've got Cam Ward and Eddie Lack. Those are our 2 goaltenders for at least the first season. I'm kind of curious what they're. So we got 2 years left on Lack and 2 years left on Ward. So hopefully we can maybe draft a goaltender, or maybe we've got one down here in the AHL. Not sure. I haven't really looked at the team too much. We do have Connor Brickley down here in the AHL. Low top 9, 24 years old, 80 overall. So we could potentially bring him up to replace somebody up there. We also have Andre Nestrasil, a top 9 medium potential forward, 25 years old, 80 overall, two-way forward. We could also bring up, again, it's looking like down here we don't have a whole lot. Low bottom 6, a medium top 9 here, and Valentin Zykov, another sniper. We've got really nothing else here So let's go ahead and take a look at the defense. Maybe we've got somebody here. We've got Philip Samuelson, a defensive defenseman, not looking to be too much for us. Trevor Carrick, a high AHL top 2, 22 years old, 75 overall, maybe something there. We got Jake Chelios, not looking like he's got a whole lot going for us. Hayden Fleury, low elite potential, could be something for us in the near future. We got Roland McCown, who is a medium top 6 defenseman, 20 years old, 67 overall though, so he's going to have to grow quite a bit here in the next couple of years to get to that potential. Dennis Robertson, who is another no-name for us here. He's going to be a lifetime AHLer. Goaltenders, we've got Michael Layton, and Daniel Altschuler, who is a high AHL starter. It's not looking good for us there either. Low bottom 6, 63 overall. Probably not going to be much of anything for us. He's 25 years old. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be anything for us. Sergei Tolchinsky, another sniper, high AHL top 6, 66 overall, 21 years old. Again, probably not going to be much of anything for us. It's looking like a lot of nothing here. We do have Alexei Sarella. He's a medium top 6, 19 years old, two-way forward centerman, 57 overall. So he's going to have to grow quite a bit here. He's definitely a project for us here. And, I mean, I don't really see anything else for us. So, like I said, I'll probably end up bringing Connor Brickley and Andre Nestrasil up as the NHL squad is looking a little bit weak, in my opinion. If we can get, do we have another center on that? We could have Phil DiGiuseppe taking center here in place of Derek Ryan. And who was scratched? We had Brock McGinn and Ryan Murphy. So we can drop those two down, bring up those other two guys, and then drop, who was it offensively? Bickle and Ryan. Yeah, probably Derek Ryan and Brian Bickle. Yeah, his defensive stats aren't too good. Hoping that DiGiuseppe won't get held back there. Maybe we could honestly bring up DiGiuseppe to the third line. Have him play with Nordstrom and Sebastian Aho. That would give a playmaker to Aho as well. Plus McClement's faceoff. Wow. 87 on the faceoff. So he's going to be definitely a key piece here for us. So let's go ahead and move Ryan out of here. We'll put DiGiuseppe on the third line. It's a very weak third and fourth line. So bottom 6, really weak. Really, the bottom 9 are really weak. And, I mean, we really don't have a whole heck of a lot here that's keeping us competitive. We'll hope to see some growth out of Teravainen here this season, as he does have Jeff Skinner on his opposite wing with Jordan Stahl in the middle. Jordan Stahl is pretty good offensively, but he's more known for his defensive stats. So hopefully we can get something going here. Let's go ahead and go to roster moves real quick, and we'll drop those 4 players from the NHL and bring up the 2 that we want. So Ryan, McGinn, and Murphy are going to be dropping down. And we'll go to in the system. We'll bring up those 2, Brickley and Nestrasil. And it's going to make our team be on the salary cap. So we're in that type of situation where we're going to have to... this is where it gets tough. This is where it gets tough because of the team being so low on the salary cap. We're going to need to sign someone. And honestly, we could use the help defensively. So I may try to go out and try to sign a defenseman. Maybe take Hannafin off of that top pair. Move out one of these guys. Probably Tennyson, as he is... That depends on... I think the guy that I'm looking for is right-handed. I think. Don't quote me on it. I think he's right-handed, so we might end up putting him... May even keep Hannafin on the top pair. I don't know. We might have to sign a couple of people, to be completely honest. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at free agency, I guess, because it's looking like we're going to need to sign a couple people, at least to be competitive this season. So far from what I'm looking at, we do have a couple of pieces that are decent. So yeah, we have Wisniewski here we could pick up, and we could pick up some like third and fourth liners to help us out that regard as well. Let's see. Who could we pick up? Wisniewski is going to probably be a definite. We'll sign him to at least a 1-year deal anyway. Sign him to 5. He's probably not going to want to sign with us. We'll sign him to a $5 million for 1 year. See if he says yes. He's probably not, but maybe. Let's see what else we've got here. Yuri Tolusti is also a sniper, so we'll leave him for now. Tyler Kennedy. We could pick up Tyler Kennedy to help us out. He could be a fourth lineman. A fourth liner there, and his defensive stats are pretty good. Yeah, well, we can pick him up for the fourth line because I'm not going to want to put Sebastian Aho, Di Giuseppe, or their other line mate. I can't remember who it is right off the top of my head, but we're not going to want to put them on the fourth line. So we'll go 2 years, 1 year, $2 million. Yeah, 1 year, $2 million. See if we can get through this season anyway. See if we can find another one, maybe David Booth. We do need his defensive stats are actually pretty good, not terrible. Yeah, we'll go for David Booth as well. We'll go for another 1x2 for David Booth. We'll give him $2 million contract as well. I mean, we got money to spend anyway. I'm not going to go ahead and sign another centerman. We do have a pretty good centerman, even though he's 79 overall down there on the fourth line. Could use maybe another defenseman, a bottom pair defenseman. Maybe looking for a younger guy. We could go out and get Cowan. Cowan's a defensive defenseman. His defensive stats are pretty good. He's low top 6, so he's probably not going to grow. We could give him a 1 year deal worth like $2.5 million. It'll give us some. I mean, the biggest thing is I don't want to overcommit and sign these guys long term, because these guys are just going to be helping us out for the first few seasons until we can be competitive. I don't want to just absolutely get demolished all season long. I mean, it'd be great as far as tanking is concerned, but I would rather get decent overall and just have like a good lottery pick, like a top 10 lottery pick, or top 5 even. The first draft is actually pretty decent. There's some good players in there. You know, it's headlined by Nolan Patrick, Nico Hischier, and who's the other one there? Maxime Comtois, Lil Grin. There's a bunch of them. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and advance a few days and see if we can get these guys. We've looked at the owner goals already, so we won't worry about it too much. And that's that. Next day should be the amateur scout. Yep. We're going to start in the W. I always do. It's for 6 weeks. Usually what I do is I'll check out the CHL first. But so down here, we're going to go ahead and drop the promotions down like I did in the first video from yesterday as well, and bump up the arena operations. It's tough to... Actually, this season may not be that big of a deal. We could probably drop that to there and maybe... Okay, yeah. We don't worry about promotions too much. We'll do arena operations and advertising. Advertising this season is going to be a big deal because we're looking to set up our season tickets for next season. So we'll go ahead and do that. I think that's everything. So advance another day. That'll be a promotions. I'm not too worried about the promotions. I'll go ahead and auto-assign them. Next day, players should be rolling in. David Booth rejected. He wants... Our roster's full. Cowan says yes. Okay, so our roster is full. So we've got some pieces to move that are I wouldn't say useless. They're not in our future. They're not in our future. Let's go ahead and look. I don't know who's there. We'll go down here, see if there's some players that some teams want. Bickle would be one that we would need to get rid. I'd like to get rid of, because oh my lord, $4 million on that contract. Yeah, he's got to go. He's gonna go. McClement's gonna stay because that's our good face-off guy that we have on the 4th line. He's not gonna be anything for us. Neither is he. So we'll drop those in. Try to get a pick out of somebody. Some poor team. Buffalo. Buffalo has the space for them. And don't think that they'll take all of that. So Buffalo's got the space for 2 players. These 2 players here. We'll try to get like a 4th rounder out of them for it. Not too worried about the picks right now. That many picks right now this season. They have Washington's 3rd. That might be enough for Washington's 3rd. We'll try that. See if they're okay with this. Maybe we can get a 4th out of them too. I'm gonna try. Or a 5th actually, because they don't have a 4th. We'll try the 3rd and the 5th for these 2. No. Okay, so try just the 3rd then. No. Okay. How about a 4th from next season and a 5th from this season? Try that. Try those two picks. Too far off, so just the 4th. Am I really only going to get just the 4th? They don't want to absorb the contract of Brian Bickle, and actually I could afford to save some money from Brian Bickle and or not save some money, but pick up some money from Brian Bickle. I could actually use that. So $2 million for off of Brian Bickle. Let's see if we can get the 5th now from this season, or if we can just get the 3rd from Washington now that we've retained some cap. See, maybe trade rejected. All right, let's try the 4th and the 5th from the 4th from next and the 5th from this. The 4th from next season, the 5th from this season. No. I would rather have the 5th from this season, to be honest. It's a little deeper. Okay. I'm really not too worried about it. We'll just do best roster for now. And let's see. See if we can find someone else to trade. Let's see. We still got Woods we could trade. He's not under contract though. That's the biggest thing. But he is on the team, so we could drop him. They do. Well, it doesn't really matter. We don't really know if they want him or not because we're not on the teams that we're looking to trade with. So let's just skip to another team that doesn't have very many contracts, like Florida. Okay, they're in the Atlantic as well. That's the only thing is we're trading across within conference still. So we'll go ahead and try to trade them Carlson because he's not going to really be a whole lot for us. He's a left winger as well. We'll trade them Koku Kanan and see if they've got a defenseman there that they want other than Cowan, because Cowan's going to be on the NHL roster. It's not looking like it. No. Okay, so let's just do those 2 and try to get a 4th round pick out of him. Again, those are the things like I hate trading for those picks. Let's try a 4th and a 5th because the value's there. Yeah, perfect. We got a 4th and a 5th out of those. Couple of garbage picks for garbage players. No offense to them, of course, but so we've got some room now to sign a few players. We're gonna go look at those guys again. I know it was Kennedy, Booth. Yep, we'll go for Booth again. Offer contract. Give him 2x1, $2 million for 1 year. Try to get him again. Kennedy. Go for another $2 million for a year. Okay. And wasn't there one more? No, I think it was just the 4 guys, right? I mean, if there's like a prospect goalie that we could pick up, maybe. I think goaltenders is just Ray Emery, though. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing there that we really want, so I'm not too worried about goaltenders. We'll see if those guys sign now, though, now that we have a couple of open roster spots. Hopefully they do. Hopefully we can pick up Wisniewski. Wisniewski says yes, he'll come play for us. So that's good. We've got James Wisniewski on the roster now. So let's see if we can get those other two that we wanted to join the roster as well. In Kennedy and Booth. Booth says yes. Kennedy says yes. Okay, so we've got our guys that we wanted. Just got to do a quick little bit of roster moving here. Get these guys where I want them. So let's see. Nordstrom is now an 81. Sebastian Aho is still an 80. DiGiuseppe. So the plan was DiGiuseppe in this third line here. And then Ryan and McGinn. McClement's going to be the centerman there. And then roster moves. We'll drop, let's see. We got 19 players. Who's up here? Who's not up here? Are Wisniewski and all those guys down in the, oh my god. Okay, so those guys are all coming up. So NHL swap with McGinn, Ryan, and Murphy. Yep. And then Dahlbeck, Tennyson swapping for... that's right, we do have Jake Bean too, so he'll be coming up in the near future as well. So then we got David Booth. We'll leave... How are we going to be under the salary cap with that? Okay. We'll just, I guess, keep those guys up here, and they're just going to be sitting on the bench the whole time. I mean, make more roster moves. They're just going to be sitting on the bench the whole time. I mean, that's what they want to do. That's what they can do. Bring up David Booth, and then maybe we'll see about dropping him now. Now that we've actually got Booth up here. Dahlbeck and Tennyson, see. No. Okay. All right, well, I guess they're just going to sit there on the roster then. And they're going to be scratched the whole season, so they're probably going to lose a ton of morale. All right, so let's go ahead and drop in left wing David Booth, substitute. And then right wing, we're going to drop in Tyler Kennedy. We just got to make sure that they're getting some time on the penalty kill. As they're both checking, third line checking forwards. So we'll just make sure that they're on the penalty kill at the very least. From power play, that looks fine. Actually, defense first. So Dahlbeck and Tennyson are going to be scratched here. Let's go ahead and pop in. Not Cowan, Wisniewski rather, excuse me. There. And then Cowan's right-handed, right? No, he's left-handed too. Okay. We'll drop in Hannafin here. And then we'll drop in Cowan on the right side. Yeah. Because we want to try to develop Noah Hannafin to be that left-handed defenseman of the future. So we'll keep him on his correct side, and then we'll drop in Slavin on the left, and then Pesh on the right. So that'll make our defense a lot better. Now Dahlbeck and Tennyson are going to be scratched, which is fine. It is what it is. The team is going to be pretty weak this season, like I said before, but you know we got to do what we got to do. So we'll just hit the penalty kill up real quick. We want to make sure that Booth and Kennedy are getting time on the penalty kill, because otherwise they are going to be angry. So I think that is everything that we need to do here. Penalty kill. Who's got the better defensive stats? So I think Cowan should actually be on the penalty kill. I don't know if it's better. I think he actually is better than Pesh. So we'll go ahead and put Cowan on that penalty kill there. Just because I like Cowan defensively. Offensively, he's not the greatest, but defensively, he's pretty strong. Make sure that he's not on the power play. He is on the power play. So let's see. Who's the better offensive other than, of course, Falk and Actually, is Wisniewski on the power play? Yeah, he is. Okay. Slavin, I think, is pretty good offensively, right? Offensive awareness is 83. It's not great, but not terrible. Shooting category is pretty good, so actually I am going to go ahead and put Slavin there. Change in current line, and we're going to probably swap there, put Wisniewski down here. He is right-handed, so we'll swap him with Slavin. So we got Hanifin and Falk with the first power play unit, and then we'll have Slavin and Wisniewski on the second unit. And then here, same thing, swap these two, swap Hanifin, swap that, and then put in Slavin here on the power play. So I think that's going to be everything we need to do here. 3-man PK. Got to make sure we put Cowan there. Cowan right there, yep. I think that's going to do it because the face-off's there, 87. That's going to be good. Stahl, 88 face-off. So our face-off guys are good, so that's good to know. And then, of course, goaltenders, we got Cammy Ward and Eddie Lack. So I think that's going to be everything here for this episode, guys. Thanks for coming out and watching. Let's go best lines down here for now, and I'll fix it off camera. But let me know what you think of this, and if we want to keep going, I'm going to try to do back and forth day by day and make it so that we get some good NHL content out there. I just want to make sure that I'm getting some videos out there. It's been a long time since I've been doing this, so hopefully we can keep it going and really get on the grind. So with that, guys, this is Captain Chase signing off, and I will catch you on the flip side.
I got broads in Atlanta, she's at the lean, the family, credit cards in the scammers, hitting the licks in the van.